Welcome, ladies, to Inspiring Women podcast. My name is Raimonda, and I'm the founder of the Women in Business community. It's great to have you here. Today, I am joined by Myrhona from the Netherlands. Hi, Myrhona.
Hi, Raimonda.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I want to give a little introduction on Myrhona. She's been part of our community for a little while, and she's also now part of the Women in Business team. So I'm really excited. So Myrhona is the owner of Nowhere Efficiency. She's an entrepreneur and a virtual assistant who helps online business owners with their admin, back office tasks such as handling their customer service, creating and maintaining boutique websites, and structuring their mailbox and digital filing. Before founding Nowhere Efficiency, Myrhona worked as a business travel agent and as a Canada travel specialist. Then she switched things up to become a part of international financial world and assist legal and accounting offices to run everything for national and international companies. Myrhona lives in Almere, the Netherlands, with her husband and 2 kids, and 1 cat and 14 giant African snails. Oh my goodness, I love your snails. So when not busy, Myrhona loves to bake, decorate cakes, and also read. So Myrhona, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. I am really excited to learn about your story. How did you begin your journey as an entrepreneur?
Well, I've been in corporate world for a very long time, and after my kids were born, I was like, I don't like this anymore. This is not an easy thing to combine with a family. It's doable, but it's not all that easy and efficient and fun sometimes. So I went to look for something else, and I found someone that was a virtual assistant, and I was like, hey, that sounds something for me. I can combine all my knowledge, and I can work from home and have all the freedom in the world. So I started just like that.
Wow, how long have you been doing it?
It's September, so that would be a little over a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of the job?
Picking and choosing my own clients. That's one of my favorite things. The other thing is that I can do what I want. So if there are tasks that I just don't want to do or don't feel like doing, I don't have to, because it's my own business. And of course, the freedom.
Yeah.
The freedom to plan and to work whenever I want to, or when my kids are home, that I don't have to work, that I can shift it around. That's the biggest plus ever.
Definitely. I think that's one of the reasons why people start their own businesses and go, take a leap into entrepreneurship. It's
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So I want to ask you, what have you learned along the way? Now you've been an entrepreneur for, own business owner for a year and a half. What have you learned along the way?
Well, that the plan you start out with isn't always the one that you're going to keep. The idea that I had when I first heard of virtual assistant and started preparing for my business, that shifted around completely a year in. I made different choices. I scratched certain tasks and certain things that I would do. And my whole target audience, everything. I shifted everything around, and that was just after a year. So yeah, it's good to have a plan, but it's not gonna last.
Yeah. So it's just ever evolving, ever moving.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, because it is your business, so you can do that. If you don't feel comfortable, if it's not going in the way that you want it to go, you can change it. You have the freedom to do that.
Yeah. So, what would you tell somebody who just starting out in business or, starting out as a virtual assistant? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, first up, maybe it's easier to start your business while you're still having a job, because it does take some time to start and to generate the income and all of that. So it's good to have a job next to it while you're starting. Um, just do it. Yeah. You can postpone it, you can make it a big plan, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Like I said, it's going to change anyway. So just start with something, pick something, and just run with it. See where you go. And if you still have the safety net of your corporate job, then it doesn't matter. You can switch it up and change it and find your way.
Yeah, definitely. And virtual assistant is becoming more and more popular as, as a profession, as something, people do.
Yeah,
Um, do you see that as a moving trend that a lot more women, especially working as virtual assistants?
I think so. Because virtual assistant, it's a job title, but it's more of a broad job title, because no one virtual assistant is the same. Everyone has their speciality. Um, uh, all have a different focus. Um, so yeah, you can take anything that you have, any skill that you have, any knowledge that you have, and you can turn it into a virtual business. And you can name yourself a virtual assistant. You can give yourself another title, that doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's becoming more and more. Companies love working with virtual assistants, because especially small companies, because they just pay for the amount of hours that they're taking, or they're just getting you on board for one task or two tasks. They don't have to, have you in their office for 40 hours a week. They don't have to have you in the office anyway. um, so it's a good solution for them to hand over work, get more time, and make their dreams come true.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say to someone trying to choose or trying to hire virtual assistant for the first time? Because it's quite a daunting, start when you're looking for a bit of support and you need a virtual assistant. But how do you go about it? So I want to hear your take on this, because I know it was quite daunting for me when I started.
Mhm. It's always daunting, because you're trusting a stranger basically with a part of your business baby, and that's scary, especially for people that are control freak. Even I have problem with that. Um, First, I would just search on the internet, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, everywhere. Just follow hashtag virtual assistant or something like that, and you will find someone. Um, and then, yeah, do a bit of checking on their profile, see if they have similar interests, if you like that person, if that person speaks to you, and then schedule a chat if you like someone, and just see if you have a connection, if you feel good about that person, if there's a good conversation, it goes naturally, and it becomes more like a coffee date or something like that. You know that at least your personalities are a match, and the rest you can teach that person. If you want something a certain way, you can discuss that with that person and see if their if their work ethics and methods correspond. And you can, merge those two. You can always learn and take your time. It's not going to be perfect from week one. You have to learn that person. That person needs to learn you, and it will come. If the connection is there, it will come.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a bit of a process, since hiring people in my own business, it has been totally learning process. They learn more about me, I learn more about them. We nurture that relationship and build that trust, because to build trust and to give someone, keys to your house, to your car in a way, takes a little while. And yeah, I totally agree with that. But I have found that having virtual assistants in my personal business has been absolute game changer. Now I'm able to do more things and focus on the things that are important in my business than having to focus on tasks that may be, repetitive every month, or things that I need to do.
Definitely. And you don't have to hand over your whole business to that person. You can just start with something small. Have them do just one thing and see if that connects, and then build on that. You don't have to hand over the whole, all the keys to your house, your car.
Right.
You don't have to do that.
Exactly. And I love working with different virtual assistants as well, because like you say, everybody has different skills and they're good at or they really enjoy doing. So I love just outsourcing certain tasks to different assistants, because they're good at it, they love it. It's a win-win,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you've been part of our Women in Business community for a while, and I want to ask you, what has been your experience as a member?
Oh, wow. The ladies are wonderful, amazing, super. There's so many wonderful ladies in there, all with different businesses and in different stages, and they're all willing to help and give you a little push, or just to help you grow, or to get your mind back on track, or even just an idea of what they need, so that you can maybe move on with something like, oh, I didn't know that. We support each other, and that's the biggest takeaway, because you need that. You need to have people around you, because in online business, you're probably alone most of the time. And you don't have any colleagues, you don't have anyone to vent to or to scream at, or I just want to cry because it's not going where you want. And in the community, there's always someone. There's always someone you can tag and say, come on, have a coffee date with me.
Yeah, I'll be virtually.
Go.
Yeah. And like you say, even if it's a virtual coffee, it's still feel supported, isn't it?
Absolutely. Someone to listen, and someone to say, I get it. I've been there. I know what it's like, and it sucks. And I'll just go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that a few times.
Oh my goodness. Just go and do it. Give someone to give you a bit of tough love, because as much as we need that support, sometimes we also need that tough love. And
sometimes you need that kick, just someone to say, your idea is good. Now go do it. Don't wait for it. Just do it now.
Yeah.
And that's something you need, especially if you're alone, if you're a solopreneur. Yeah, you definitely sometimes need someone, just to give you that little push.
Yeah. 100%. What keeps you motivated every day?
My kids.
Oh.
Yeah, mainly because of them I started, because I wanted to have a business and have that float around them. So seeing them, having them at home, enjoying all their moments just makes it worthwhile, all the struggle and the late nights and the crying and the getting angry and everything else. They just keep me going, because ultimately that is why I did it, so I could be with them, so I could take them to school, to get them out of school, to hug them when they're sick, and not have to worry about anything, just them. So yeah, they keep me motivated. They really do.
Yeah, I love it. Last question, but not least. I want to know all about your snail pets.
Yeah, there are 14 of them now.
How did you come about having pets, snails as pets?
My son had them as class pets. And they were, like this big. I don't know. I think it's like 15 centimeters or something like that. And I had never seen them before, but my son was instantly in love with those. And he was like, I want to take them home during the vacations. And I was like, okay, well, okay, why not? And so they were home, and I was like, they're kind of cute. They were very curious, and it's something different. And I was like, yeah, these are fun. So when those snails had babies, I got a little jar with all tiny, 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 tiny snails. Too young. They were too young to actually be handed over. But it was they were so small. And right now, those babies are 7 and between 7 and 9 centimeters. So they've grown quite a bit since March, and that wasn't enough. So I wanted to have 2 more different ones, and one of them is a 15-centimeter snail. He is huge, but it's so much fun. It's to see them crawl on your on the little cage that they're in, and their little ears and eyes and stuff, and yeah, they're fun.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
relaxing. They don't make a noise, they just slither around and do their own thing. It's really relaxing just watching them.
Yeah, I can believe you don't need to walk them. That's for
You don't
start.
need to walk them. No. You can dump all your leftover vegetables and fruit in there. It's bliss.
That's a bliss. Oh my goodness. I love that. When I first found out that you keep snails, I was like, what? That is so unconventional. That is like some, literally completely different than I have anyone heard have a pet.
I didn't know that it existed, that such big snails lived. I didn't know. And until I saw those snails and started looking into it, I just had no idea. They're huge. My largest one is an M size, and they go up to XXXL.
Oh my goodness.
So that's like 20 plus centimeters. It's like a small dog.
You might need to extend your house for these snails.
No, I don't think they're going to be anymore. I think. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's really fun. It's something different. I also have a cat. I also love dogs, and hopefully sometime I have a dog again. But this is something different.
Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, Myrhona, it has been a pleasure to have you on this interview today. If anyone wanted to stay in touch or follow your journey, how can they stay in touch with you or follow you somewhere?
Well, I'm very active on Instagram lately, so you can definitely find me there. I think, will you put the handles?
Yes, everything will be in the notes. So ladies, if you want to, visit Myrhona's website or social media handles, everything will be in the notes.
Yeah.
But it has been such a pleasure to have you here today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This is fun.
And I hope one day we will be coming to the Netherlands as well for our Women in Business event. And ladies, do make sure you connect with Myrhona and also check out all the other interviews that we have available for you. Thank you so much, and we hopefully will see you soon again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.